Hi, I am so excited about talking about my favorite thing in real estate, and that's actually showing homes to buyers. It is so much fun for all concerned. However, before we go out, we really need to manage our expectations. This is Lynda Hawkins with Keller Williams Realty, and you're watching The Right Results. Now, there are three primary misconceptions that buyers have when they go out to see homes for the first time. Well, and the second time, and the fifth time. And the first one is that the perfect house will, first of all, exist, and second, will look perfect. Now, that again is a misconception that comes oftentimes from watching too much TV. The reality is most houses aren't staged. Most houses aren't perfect. And so when you are looking at that great home that you love, I really want you to be looking at the structure, not the cosmetics. This is super hard for folks to do, and you are not going to be the first one who struggles with it. But you will find that that house that has everything that you believe you need may not look perfect on that first experience. So I want to encourage you to think beyond what those cosmetics are. Now, the second thing is, and misconception, is the idea that you can get everything that's on your checklist. Now, I do highly recommend that all buyers make a checklist. What do you have to have? Maybe it's a certain number of bedrooms. Maybe you need a basement. Maybe it needs to be in a particular school district. Everybody has their own separate list. However, you need to know absolutely what that list is and what you can compromise on and what you can't. And one of the things that buyers oftentimes get confused about is they set their list and then they don't follow it themselves. So they tell their agent it has to be in so-and-so's school district. That's great, but then they saw pictures of this fabulous home that's outside the district, but maybe it's really pretty. Don't go look at a house and fall in love with a house that you cannot work with. And that's what people do all the time. I've been guilty of it myself. So create a checklist, follow the checklist, and then even within that, be willing to compromise where necessary and where you can. Now, the third misconception, and I think this gets buyers in trouble all the time, is that there will always be a better house out there and there's plenty of time. The reality is, if you find the house that really fits your needs, you need to be prepared to make an offer on that house immediately. We are not in a buyer's market. We are still in a seller's market. And what that means is, you find the right house and wait a week, that house will be gone by the time you're ready. So think very carefully before you go out. Make sure, number one, you're looking at structure and not cosmetics. Number two, you've created the list that you have to have for your home. And three, be prepared to make an offer. And if you are not prepared, don't go looking and falling in love with a house that you're not ready to move on. Now, next week, we want to invite you to join us to talk about, for sellers, how to prepare your home for photography to make sure that it shows the best online. Again, this is Lynda Hawkins with The Right Results, and I'll see you next week.